All right, so Nolan Ryan on the mound, 4-pitch mix, and like what I've been doing a lot lately is leading off with off speed and using off speed primarily. And a guy like Nolan Ryan is going to be somebody that you want to feature off speed with as much as you can because people are going to key on that heater a ton. But when we're not talking about Nolan Ryan, I think the bit that you got to feature on with Nolan is that he's got not great control. Outlier is not the same as it was last year, but like he'll be the same as Randy Johnson in that he's going to be a pub stomper, right? Like anybody that can't handle velo, that can't handle consistent like 101, 102 fastballs, like they're going to be annihilated by Nolan Ryan. This guy clearly wasn't ready for it there. I'm going to double on it, just get a little bit of a vibe on where the opponent's at on the fastball. And he's, I mean, I might be able to throw 3 in a row here. This might be going into my example on how crazy Nolan Ryan is. Yeah, I mean, just 3 fastballs at 101, 102, and now I'm going to drop in a circle change, and he might be 3 hours ahead of this. And he thought about it. Like, he literally, like, he was so out in front that he gave up on the swing. So, another thing with Nolan Ryan, too, I'll kind of show it on this next pitch, but you should be living out of the zone. You see how big the par is on every pitch. I mean, until the opponent shows that he can take stuff. See, like, that curveball broke all the way to the strike zone, and I wanted it, like, super low. So, it's going to be really scary throwing off speed with Nolan Ryan, but through the first inning, it worked pretty well. Good swing by Clemente. That's unfortunately going to be a line out. Like I said, I've been playing on Legends so much that I'm just so happy to be back on Hall of Fame. This is my favorite difficulty to play on. Like, Legends fun, but like Hall of Fame to me is just tough enough where you like actually have to focus, but it's not so difficult that you like I can chill. Like, I don't have to like sweat this whole game out, you know what I mean? So let's go back to talking about the par size with Nolan Ryan. I mean, you see the control is not great at all, and I mean, your whole bit with Nolan Ryan is that you have a fastball. If you can locate the off speed when they're not ready for it, I mean, you're going to be sitting in a really good spot with Nolan Ryan. So curveball low does exactly what I wanted to do. Breaks out of the zone there, quickly went away. And now I've been leading off a couple at bats with the off speed. I think now I go at the opponent here, but like when we're thinking about throwing 4-seamers and throwing sinkers, like obviously the 4-seamer has outlier, but you can't just throw a 4-seamer the whole game. I mean, it's straight as an arrow. I know it's coming in at 101, 102, but something that I really want to caution people with, and this is with like Bobby Miller as well, is that if you throw primary fastballs, I mean, people are going to start teeing up on it. So I have him ahead 1-2. I got to go back to that curveball that I got Alvarez to pop up to left field, see if Reynolds gets underneath this one as well, and he grounds it to short. So like, working in your advantage with Nolan Ryan is that the opponent with 2 strikes is like, oh my God, here comes, I hate tempo to cap. Okay. But like, here comes a heater, right? So they're ramping up for that. So any off speed, they're going to be a mile behind. So he's on the heater there. I'm going to go fastball again. He might be trying to swing at anything right now and go high out of the zone. So he takes it at 101. Now we're going to try to dot a circle changeup inside. Gets a lot of the plate there. So that's a little bit of an issue with Nolan Ryan, right? Is that the par, like otherwise the shadow outside the ball, the zone that you throw it with each pitch is just so big that it's really like you got to be aiming outside the zone and hope that it catches a little bit more of the zone that you want, because like he's going to be floating some circle changes and some 12-6s this game that you can't throw at all. So have him ahead 1-2. He hasn't hit the fastball yet so far, so I think we go to that weapon right here, dot him on the inside corner, and again, that fastball went right down the middle. I mean, inning would have been over if that was thrown where I wanted it to. Yeah, I mean, just proven to be a tough out so far. Right now, Nolan Ryan's sitting at like 350, 360K stubs. I like, obviously, if you're playing somebody that's not ready to hit the heat way out in front of the off speed, it's going to be a problem. But I mean, maybe I just try and dot him here because I think he might be just taking off speed. That's what it looks like. Way out in front of the changeup. So changeup works to our favor there. Didn't work against a cap, but caps are literally undefeatable. So we got intel that he's sitting. He is very early on the circle change, so I'm going to go back to the inside corner with a curveball here. and get ahead 0-2. So that was a great dot, man. If he dots like that all game, then we're chilling. But now I'm going to try to work a little bit more inside, see if we can get the opponent to swing and a miss here. Good take. This guy's not really chasing stuff outside the zone like he was in the first inning. So trying to get him out of their rhythm. 3-2 curveball in the dirt, see if he chases here. Lays off of it. So, I mean, this guy's clearly said, like, I'm going to make an effort to lay off the off-speed low. So we're going to use that to our advantage. I'll talk about what that means here in a second. He's probably taking a punch out with Bobby Miller is my guess here. Yeah, he's taking a punch out with Miller for sure. We'll get confidence in our circle changeup so that we can dot it a little bit better next at bat. But now let's talk about what I mean with off-speed, right? So he's laying off the off-speed, assuming it's not going to get in the zone. Let's get ahead with the heater right away. Now let's start throwing the off-speed in the zone. So he's oh, I accidentally clicked sinker. Sorry. So he's either going to say that, like, I'm going to swing very late and be like, oh my gosh, that's a strike, or I'm going to watch it for strike 2 is what's going to end up happening here. So he was early on the curveball. I'm going to go right back to that spot with a circle change in the zone again. And he's a little bit underneath it, so we have 2 away. So what I mean by, like, how I'm pitching, it's a really scary way to pitch, that you're willingly throwing off speed in the zone. But from what it was looking like earlier, he was laying off of it. Now he swung at both of them in the zone there. So now I again want to go back. Let's go to the sinker here this time. Now let's start throwing it out of the zone and see if we've got him a little bit on his rocker here. Otherwise, he might still be very patient. So we thought about it. I was hoping that we would start to get him a little bit more aggressive, but still a very patient hitter so far. Laying off the four-seam really well off the plate. So, I mean, overall, we're playing a pretty decent player, but now let's go back to that philosophy on off-speed. We're going to go a little bit lower here with that changeup. Got him to foul it off. Got him with the curveball middle inside. That's one of my favorite pitches in the game is either a curveball or a 12-6 in the inside corner. Let me try and get my offense going. Maybe I should slam my coffee first. What is that doing? Okay, I'm so lost. All right, back to pitching with Nolan Ryan and hoping that the opponent gets the same feedback I got. Dude, what in the world just happened with that Devers swing? That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a feedback do that before. Laid on the heater. I think we tried to snipe him low here. He's been laying off four seams lately. Probably get him looking. Yeah. So, recognize that earlier in the game, throwing four seams to 2 strikes. He was just kind of letting it go. And now he's really hunting that fastball. So let's give it to him. Let's give it to him a little bit out of the zone. See if he's just swinging at anything coming in fast at him. That's a little bit of an uncompetitive pitch. Let's go back to the heater, but away here. Basically, all I'm doing with Nolan Ryan is that I'm reading tendencies and I'm trying to go back and forth on them. Because essentially, you have 2 pitches with Nolan Ryan. You have a fastball and you have like a changeup. Now you have a curveball and a sinker, obviously, but your whole bit with Nolan Ryan is that you have 2 weapons at your disposal and you essentially have to read your opponent and see what they want and what they don't want. Like earlier in the game, he was letting the off-speed go low. Now I started attacking him in the zone and now he's kind of in la-la land with it. Now I'm trying to do the same thing with a fastball where I'm saying that, you know, he was laying off it early. Now I'm attacking him with it, trying to see if he can prove to me that he can catch up to it. But a guy like Nolan Ryan is not a guy like Bobby Miller, not a guy like Randy Johnson that you can kind of go at somebody with. I mean, you kind of got to play chess with Nolan Ryan because if I threw fastballs the entire at-bat, if I threw off-speed the entire at-bat, I mean, I would get lit up. You have to mix it, the zones you throw it at, and also when you throw stuff. Like I threw that four-seamer for a punch-out a little bit ago. I threw that for strike 2 there because if I threw that for strike 3 again, he knows it's something I go to for the 3rd strike. So you always got to be mixing up where you throw the ball. Like we've gone curveball inside. Now we're going to go curveball away, see if we can get him a little bit late on it. And again, that Nolan Ryan control pops up there. What he does on the four-seamer here. Way too tardy for it. So again, recognize the opponent saying, I'm going to spit on that four-seamer. We attack it. Now I'm just waiting for the offense to get going, but it's also my first game of the day. So usually this is not a good day for offense. That's a great swing by Cattell. That's going to be a pop-out, man. A little bit low out of the zone. A good swing, but ship it got nerfed compared to last year. But I was going to say on that swing that I feel like the vibe the rest of the game should be that I should be taking taking it till fastballs early in the count, because he is throwing a lot of curveballs, sliders, and changeups that are not catching the zone. Fastball challenged right down the middle there. I was clearly not trying to throw that there, but now we see the par issue. And for anybody who doesn't know, if you throw a perfect pitch, it can go anywhere in that circle. So I, especially to a cap, don't want anything in the zone. He unfortunately gets a single and a curveball well below the zone, low and away. But now we're looking for that double play ball. So with that in mind, let's attack the first strike. He's probably not looking for some upstairs. Way tardy on it. Now I'm going to look for that ground ball. So let's go sinkers out of the zone here. Look for, okay, Nolan, you got to dot that a little bit better. So let's look for Nolan Ryan to throw something competitive in the zone. He thought about it, but again, that control of Nolan Ryan popping up to be a big issue here. And now 3-1. I mean, the sinker is not being located at all. Try and change the eye level with a changeup in the zone, but I didn't really dot that either. So I got 2 on and nobody out. Bottom of the order, thankfully, but it's Ketel Marte, and I'd imagine if Marte does something here that Bobby Miller might be getting looked at for a pinch hitter, but real scary spot with Nolan Ryan. Still looking for that double play ball, but he's in full-on take mode. We got to get strike 1 in, and it's got to be a competitive pitch. We can't give him a easy one to hit there. Now 1-1. Now I think we go sinker, see if we can jam him and have him get late here. And he must have, yeah, he looked like he was late. I looked like he was kind of early, so the timing says he's late, which is kind of weird. But we're ahead 1-2 now. So now we go back to the curveball, but now we go a little bit lower. See if he can golf it up the middle for a double play. Might be 2, maybe. It might be 3. We just got a triple play. Big casual. Cheers. Nolan Ryan, ladies and gentlemen. Did Nolan Ryan just get a base hit? Hey, man. He can simply do it all. I was going to say, I think I was feeling a Joe Mauer homer at some point. Got a little bit jammed on that slider. Mauer muscles it out to right field. And this is something I was going to talk about earlier, that at Ship-It Stadium, it did get nerfed, but left field and right field, you can still hit home runs, no problem. Just don't hit the ball to center. So he's going to a pinch hitter to start. So Bobby Miller's day is done, which is exciting for me because I was not doing well against him. But with a pinch hitter, usually people are really aggressive. Kind of surprised how he just let that fastball go. See if he's aggressive on the changeup low here. So 2-0 count. So, I mean, this guy's clearly coming to this inning with a plan where he wants to be a lot more patient, make me throw strikes with Nolan Ryan. Curveball they decided way too late on a swing at. So, I mean, he's essentially telling us to go right at him with Valera because he's going to lay off everything else. And, I mean, this is what you got to do if you're facing Nolan Ryan. So, I've been pitching with him and doing pretty decent so far. But let's talk about how to battle versus Nolan Ryan. I mean, this is somebody that, and let's go back to the changeup low and see if we can get him a little bit out in front for strike 3 here, or if he's patient for ball 4. So that's just not a competitive pitch. So when we're talking competitive pitches, it's got to be like below the strike zone. That was outside the strike zone. And I mean, this is how you combat Nolan Ryan, is that you just become really patient. You put yourself in a good count to get something to hit. And this is really working for him so far this inning. I mean, we're behind 2-0, base hit up the middle after a leadoff walk. And like he had a couple innings ago, he's got first and second with nobody out. I doubt he'll run into a triple play again. And now we have the bullpen warmed up. I mean, I'm going to keep in Nolan Ryan. I want to see how he works out of a jam here. But third time through the order, I mean, he's at 84 pitches. He's seen a lot of Nolan Ryan. But I think at this point, this is where he hasn't shown a good swing on the heater yet. I think this is where we start to really set in with Nolan Ryan and start just ripping some heaters at him. Jam shot single there, super unfortunate. That's a really bad hit to give up. So we won the battle there, but unfortunately Piazza finds a hole into right for a late single, and I think we have to just keep going to that, man. Fastball down the middle is not where I wanted that to go. Keep giving him the Nolan Ryan heat here. Late 0-2. I mean, I would be shocked if we can best him on 3 pitches with a heater here. Underneath, that's 1 away. I mean, recognizing that he's not seeing Nolan Ryan's heat very well. So now we go back to that. Now he's going to start keying on it because he didn't hit it at all last at bat. See if we can get him a little bit out in front of a circle change up here, right down the middle. But thankfully, again, he's not ready for it. So doing a good job of understanding our opponent. But now we need him to be a little bit aggressive. We need a double play ball to end the inning here. We're going to throw that sinker. It's going to be too low. I hope he went. Okay, that doesn't help our cause. Don't want to let him extend his hands here. I think we keep going inside with the 4-seam fastball. Missing 3-1. Nowhere to put him. Probably in 100% take mode. So throw this pretty close to near the zone. Decided late to go after that. Now we go to that curveball inside. Hopefully tie him up. So two-way. So we haven't gone to that curveball inside lately. We go to it there, and the ultimate game of chess. Now we have a switch hitter. Can Nolan Ryan tightrope out of danger with bases loaded, nobody out? We're 2 strikes away from doing so, but we're not out of the woods yet. See if I can get him a little bit aggressive on a heater upstairs. Go back to that curveball inside. We got the punch out on because it will not work for strike 3, but for strike 2, it'll phase him. And now in an 0-2 or a 1-2 count. See if we go change up low, see if he's out in front, and see if we survive the inning. Thought about it. Almost out of the woods, but not there yet. We go fastball high and tight here. What a job by Nolan Ryan. So he works the bases loaded. He allows a couple base hits, but like I said with Nolan Ryan, you have to be cognizant of what your opponent can and can't do. And he clearly has not been able to catch up with the heater. Nolan Ryan works out of a bases loaded jam with nobody out. What a great job. So we got to be weary of the Cap, who is 2 for 2 this game. And also, Nolan Ryan at pitch number 100. But if you noticed in looking at his card, he's got crazy high stamps. So he should be, oh my goodness, man. There's that changeup. There's that. It's unfortunate that both changeups that have been bad this game have been thrown to the Cap. I mean, it's really, really unfortunate. And his only good swings this game have been with the Cap too. So I don't really put that on Nolan Ryan. I mean, I have to. It's this control issue, right? I mean, this is the whole reason why Nolan Ryan's a very scary guy to throw, is because the control is such an issue that, you know, we dotted all last inning, but you can only do that for so long because, I mean, as you see with the pars, I mean, you're literally hoping and praying, throwing with this card, that it goes where you want the ball to go. I think the one thing that I've noticed this game, and going back to what we were saying, is he's too early on the sinker, is that, you know, he's looking for that fastball, but that's one thing that this game he has not shown that he can hit. I mean, he's clearly been outmatched by the heater the entire game, whether it's been 101, 102, or 100 even. The change to outlier does hurt Nolan Ryan a lot. I mean, if we're looking at Nolan Ryan last year compared to Nolan Ryan this year, outlier not being a consistent 102, you know, the control issues on this card, him also not having 125 hit per 9 out the gate hurts him a little bit. He'll lay off this 100%. Wow, I mean, he chases the fastball inside and he yanks it out of here, so I don't think that was great timing. I think if we look at the timing here, it won't be fantastic, is my guess. Didn't look like he got a great swing on that, but you know, I mentioned ship it left field and right field. Yeah, late side of good out of the zone. I mean, that's not really our fault that we allow a home run on that, but Nolan Ryan tie-roped out of danger last inning, getting hit up a little bit here this inning. I think we're going to probably have to go to the bullpen here, but would love to see him work through at least 7 innings. But again, like the price tag that Nolan Ryan's at, I just don't know if he's worth, you know, how much he costs right now. On Legend, obviously, the fastball is insane, and the off-speed's a lot better, and we're playing on Hall of Fame, so we do have to take a lot of what's going on in a grain of salt. But overall, not really impressed by what I've seen out of Nolan Ryan this game. So top of the order, we are going to go into a little bit more of a finesse guy in Trevor Hoffman. So Nolan Ryan's day is done. Let's see if we can possibly salvage the game here. Going from a heater guy to throwing a Hoffman with a changeup and the curveball. Now that curveball doesn't get the zone. I mean, we are just, everything we're throwing is porting in the strike zone, man. It's so unfortunate. I mean, that curveball was supposed to be nowhere near, I guess. That's where the curveball was supposed to go a couple at bats ago. So unfortunate that that one goes where I wanted to, and the other one ends up near the strike zone. But I mean, we haven't hit the ball all game, man. The guy's got 8 hits. We only got 3. I'm waiting for my offense to wake up here. Need Frank to run into something to make it a 1-run game here. That sucks. That's just. At least we had some good swings there. I don't know, man. MLB's been not too kind to me lately. Maybe attack his aggressiveness and go for a sinker low into a double play here. Or, you know, pitcher wall, no for me. Just consistently making me sad. We had to go back to our tried and true there. I mean, he's just the only pitch that's been working with Franco. Again, it's just weird game. Feels like I haven't really been on hitting the ball. Nolan Ryan hit a couple of bad pitches, and a couple of our swings haven't gone in our favor, but we still got the 9th, and we're only down by 3, so that's definitely a score that we could overcome. That's an ugly single right there. That's happening too much. Like, my swing I had with Frank should be a base hit, and that should be an out, but we'll take it. Good swing by Jordan. All right. Got 2 on, 1 away here. Did Polanco just tie the game? Oh, man. All right. Well, that's fun. Jorge Polanco with a game-tying 3-run shot. Wow. A little bit of an early swing there. So we get the job done. Let's see if we can hold the lead and get to the 10th inning here. So I think I'm going to go to, like, a better version of Nolan Ryan, if that makes sense. Like, Jhoan Duran throws gas just like Nolan Ryan does, but he also has a cutter, and I think that's the biggest knock on Nolan Ryan is that he's only, like, vertical movement. Like, he has a fastball and he has, you know, curveball, changeup, sinker, all that stuff, but he doesn't have a cutter. Like, Jhoan Duran having something that moves horizontally, it helps you so much. And we haven't also really thrown the cutter at all this game, so in theory, he shouldn't really be honest. So he should be able to have some fun with Jhoan Duran this inning throwing the cutter. 1 out away from getting a Manfred ball would be fantastic, and now we're going back to what we saw with Nolan Ryan, where this guy literally just can't hit gas. A little bit out in front of it. He hasn't shown a good swing on a fastball all game. So thanks to Polanco, thanks to our bullpen, we move on to Manfred ball. Just a little bit underneath the fastball. That sucks. Oh, it's the difference of a 2-run shot and a pop out to first. Now we'll see what Frank can do. And he can't do it. I just wasn't ready for the sinker. My offense has been bad all game, man. I think that's been my saving grace, is how good I've been at pitching with relievers especially, but with starters as well. Go 2-seamer inside. Britton should have out number 2. Moves the runner over to third, but that's fine. Guy's not moving him to home like he did in the 3rd or 4th inning, like a psycho. Think about that. How much the game hinged on that triple play that we had. So again, base open here. 3 switch hitters in a row. I want Reynolds. If I get that cap up, I'm intentionally walking to face Escobar. So I want Reynolds. I want nothing to do with that cap. I want absolutely nothing to do with that cap. And now I'm a little bit scared about this Reynolds at bat. I got really lucky. That was right down the middle. So keep in mind, Reynolds will be at second, and we're going to have a cap leading off, so we got to score this inning. Really, really bad. Good swing by Devers. Should score the run. And we fooled him. W. You got to hit that out, too. I've had way too many early swings this game. That's just us not being on our game right now. That's a base hit with Clemente, and that's going to also score a run. A lot of ugly swings this game, but we're up 7-5, so I can't complain. A power swing here. Holy Christmas, dude. That was rocketed up the middle. Unfortunately, rolled into one there. Third baseman playing the right spot, so that's scary. Like, now a 2-run game, he's already going to have the tying run on base, so this is not like we're out of the woods yet. Now the freaking cap that's 4 for 4 this game. Wouldn't mind walking the cap here. Yeah, it's not a competitive pitch. I mean, like, it's crazy. The guy came in batting like 230 with a cap, and now he's the best player of all time with it. If that would have ended the game, I'd have been very sad. Up the middle. That just sucks, man. That's where the pitcher's ball is supposed to come and play. I mean, that just can't happen. Like, it's literally just, I don't know, man. I'm not having fun playing the show right now. It's ready to not play this game the rest of the day for sure. Unless we're not. Yay, more Manfred ball. All right. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do there? I have to do that, I guess. Eduardo Escobar with a 2-run shot. Thank you. Thank you. Full go power gets it done. We need more than that, though. The power swing here. Oh, my goodness, was I ready for that. Brian Reynolds with a 2-run shot. Let's go, baby. Good power swing. I never really power swing, but I only do when I'm feeling a certain zone. And thankfully, both times this game with Yordan Alvarez and now Frank swings when I'm talking, but with Brian Reynolds and Yordan Alvarez, when I felt a power swing, it went right to the zone I wanted to. Yeah, that's mistaken location right there. Rafael Devers. Fun little inning we're having here. Offense took about 8 years to get going, but here in the 12th inning, put up 5 spots so far. Nearly 6. A little bit underneath it with Yordan, but I mean, damage is done. 5 runs in the 12th inning should be, I mean, it should be enough. If I allow 5 here, I'm probably never playing this game again. I mean, we're going to essentially pitch the same way that we've been pitching this game, which is like right on the black, right away from it, but we don't want to walk anybody. So early in the count, let's be aggressive and staying on the zone. I kind of go against everything I said by throwing 2 pitches in the zone, but we get the out on Yordan Alvarez. So I think until 2 balls in the count, we're going to be away. And then once we get to a 2-ball count, that's when we'll be like, all right, man, just prove to me that you can get a base hit. And now the wear and tear of the game, he's been patient early on. He's now chased 2 in a row out of the zone. Concede a run there. So up by 4, 2 away. And now all we got to do is avoid a catastrophic failure. And we should pick up a win. He might be in swing mode, so let's start throwing stuff in the zone here. Jams in the center, and Reynolds should be underneath it. And not a great game by any means. Offense really picked it up late. Really slow start, and that's probably my fault for my first game of the day. What I should do is I should play a warm-up game and then do these debuts. So apologies for the offense starting a little bit slow there. Okay. But Nathan Eovaldi picks up the win out of the bullpen, obviously. Joe Mauer, 2 for 6. Reynolds had a good game. Devers picked it up late. But overall, we really scored, 10 runs in the last 4 innings, and we had 2 runs the first 8. So, I mean, clearly my offense wasn't there. I was being a little bit discouraged by it, but he had some interesting swings too, and obviously his cap goes 4 for 4. But my consensus on Nolan Ryan would be that worth the stubs that he is, I mean, you really only should get him if you're a high roller and if you are playing on Legend. I think an All-Star and Hall of Fame, he's a little bit of an issue, but comment how you guys have done with Nolan Ryan if you tried him. Comment how you think the video went. I appreciate you guys for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.